Like energy ones too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, we are
This one.
live.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. What's going on, guys? I'm sure no one's on there yet.
Yeah, no one
Just
yet.
recording sake. All right. So you've had a eventful morning.
Yeah, it was pretty chill so far.
Well, chill morning.
Yeah,
Let's see. All right. So you wanna get into breaking down the charts?
let's do it.
Awesome. So anybody on YouTube right now, we got Morgan here, but as you guys know, we had our tank from COVID, right? We came all the way back down to 120. Let's measure that real quick. We got 124 flat, basically. We made our low, never broke. I mean, we broke the low of the previous support, but we never closed below that level. So we ended up creating a support right down here. Let me get the. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even sharing my screen.
All right, there you go.
We'll do that over. There we go. Can you guys see my screen right now? Got Kevin in here. We got period.
Yep,
Okay.
you're good.
Let me get the chat up real quick. Hello, what's up, Morgan? I apologize, guys. I didn't even send a link into my group. In a second. Yeah, I've been all over the place this morning. Just got back home, shoveling all morning. We finally got some snow. Okay.
It seems like it's pretty fun, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of hard work.
I mean, we have a plow, like a snow plow.
Yeah.
So obviously you do the manual work, but whenever you can plow that, it's like a manual. You push it, and it's pretty cool the way it works, but it helps a lot. I used to do it just manually when I was a kid, just shoveling that truck.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into the chart. So, as you guys can see, again, as I was just breaking down, we had that tank from COVID, March, April 2020. We make our low right back here at 124, but we never closed below the previous low over here. We end up holding this support. They get the annotation in here. End up holding this support right around this area of like 132, right? And we ended up retesting that area. We created a new high and never retested the previous highs up here. We ended up stalling right around here. And as you can see, it's a significant level as we have that wick marked off. So that might be our next target over here. So I'm just going to erase some of that stuff. I just have a couple key levels marked off for you. So I have the recent on the monthly, most recent wick fill to the left, and then right over here, we have these two over here. Got a previous support over here, very key area of 144.620. So more recently, we're looking at our previous price action or recent price action where we created this high, we come down, create a new high, higher low, or create a new low, higher low, and then we come right back up, and we're possibly going to be retesting our high right up here, 142.713. So go over here to the. Sorry. You're good. As you can see, we've been respecting this bullish trend over here, creating these higher lows. And again, we're right up here, retesting this wick up here, but we keep stalling out. This level is 142.200 and then 142.343. So we have these two wicks up here on the weekly. We keep rejecting, right? We ended up holding this support up here, broke the previous resistance over here, 141.200. Let me annotate this real quick. You guys have this very key level over here. 141.200. If you look to the left, you get that resistance right here, and price failed to break that level over here multiple times. We broke, but we never closed above. This candle ended up retesting the support over here, holding this support, and then driving up to close a strong bullish candle. We created that wick, then we came up, barely retested the wick. We almost did. You can see it on lower time frames, and right now we're bearish. Now there's actually a potential trade lining up for us as we're reacting to this level. Let me get rid of some stuff. Wish I just cleared the chart. All right, so as you can see, this resistance right over here, price failed to close above that level, and then we got a fake out over here. Price just drove down, created this higher low over here, which I believe the last session that we had, we grabbed that swing right back up to this level. If you guys watch that on YouTube, or I posted that in the course, but right over here, we're holding our resistance up here. We keep retesting this level, right? This candle pushes up, creates that higher, that top wick, rejects, closes bearish. This current candle right now, looking at the daily, already created a top wick. We'll just get rid of this level. There you go. So we already created our top wick over here, and we're flipping bearish. So what are the chances that price could be coming right back down, mirroring this candle right over here, coming back down to this level?
Before you hop down to a different time frame, one level that I would be interested to see how is price kind of reacting to that would be where price made that, or last daily candle made that bottom wick right into this area.
Right over here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got that little bit of support. So if price, cause the reason why I'm interested in that is because see how this daily candle came and made just that bottom wick, rejected and closed back up, and then the following daily candle did the same exact thing. So I want to see if we're gonna fill that wick. If we fill that and then break down, then I think this would be like, it'd be better sell opportunities to come all the way down here to maybe even test the structures again. But if we hold that again, then are we gonna push back up? I think that's gonna be quite interesting.
100%. And then if you look at the bullish trend that we're in right over here, we keep tapping into these areas, creating these key areas to the left, obviously a previous support as well. But right now we keep creating these higher highs right here and higher lows. But right now we're failing to break this area. We have like a double top up here. So what are the chances, like, if we break through that level that Sharma just mentioned right over here, what are the chances we continue to drive down to this level and then maybe into here before we continue back up?
Yeah.
Right? That could happen too. But I mean, obviously we all know we're just back testing right now, but we could get a strong pullback at least to these levels over here.
Right? The blue zone that you have up top there, like if we were looking for a sell opportunity, that's where pretty much taking partials would make sense. And then
which one?
Where your cursor is at the moment.
Right here?
Yeah, that blue zone.
Yep.
And the reason why is all those wick rejections previously, right? So I think this is another level of, I would say, a lot of activity that I want to see how price reacts to right into this support.
Absolutely.
But pretty much all we're doing is just narrowing in into the price action a bit more just to see like what are potential setups.
And it's simple, right? You're just looking at candles, watching how they're rejecting certain levels, certain key levels. You look to the left, and that's it. Like, I think a lot of people like to make it a little bit too complicated. You just got to simplify it for yourself and study the anatomy of the candles.
Yep.
4 hour. We're a little zoomed in over here. So let's get rid of some stuff. Get rid of some messy chart. This down a little bit more clearly. So right over here, I'll just get the cursor. This is that level that Sharma's talking about. So that would be 141, 600, 600 flat. Obviously, that's a very key psychological level over here. So if you look to the left, obviously, got a lot of rejections in here. You could actually draw this a little bit bigger, but I don't know. I don't like doing that. We're actually just talking about that on our last backtesting session.
I would keep it as thin as possible.
Yeah.
Just to narrow in into the exact zones.
100%. So let's actually zoom out a little bit more to see if we have a trend over here that we're respecting. I mean, could we get a pullback down to this area right over here?
Possibly.
Could we get, yeah. Never know, right?
Right.
Don't need to know what happens next. You need to know probability. So we could get like a pullback into here. You get kind of like a fake out of this level, and then you continue right back up if we can break 142.200. Right, that's obviously a very key level over here. We keep rejecting it multiple times. I think we've had a couple good trades in this range over here, but now you need price to break certain levels. And so far on the 4 hour, you have this support right over here where we recently just closed below and created this wick rejection of this previous support, right? This candle ended up coming up. We actually grabbed this move the last section. Then what happened was we came up. I think we got stopped at a break even. This candle passed the high. Well, before we get to that candle, you get the doji candle right over here. This candle passed the high, so we still are below this previous support. This candle created its top wick, flipped bearish, and started to flip bearish to fill that wick and continue right back down. So what are the chances, again, going back to the daily, what are the chances? This daily candle already created a top wick. What are the chances we come down to fill this wick right here? 4 hour, what are the chances? We already flipped, right? Grab liquidity, we're below that 10 EMA, flip, pass the low of that candle. What's the chances of us coming down here? So the first thing you want to do is see if this is even a range to trade. So you only have about 10 pips to this level over here, right? And even if we come down and fill some of these wicks, you got about 20 pips right there. So let's see what we look like on the lower time frames, but I'll just mark up this level right over here so we have it as a reference. So you have these wick rejections over here too. You want to add anything, Sharma?
No, that's about it. We're sitting in a consolidation, so before any entry, we definitely need to see candles closing out of these zones.
100%. You got this level. A lot of people, you might get a little antsy right over here. So I would say high risk, high reward sells would be something like stop loss up here. We pass the low of that candle, or you wait for this candle to close. Better yet, where you can enter this impulse entry right here. High risk, high reward sells. These are a little bit safer sells. Wait for the retest right here. And even safer sells are below here, because you got this candle right over there. You got a nice candle right over here. So if you get some good volume right here, we may be able to take this down. But again, don't try to fight the market too much, because we're still in a bullish trend. We keep rejecting this level. Look, every time we tap this level, we get this this tank over here. This one right here. This one, right? This one. So right now we just get a fake out. When you get fake outs, it tends to crash even more. So there is a high probability that we tap into this area, and we could be getting something like this. So you just want to wait for that retest. I wouldn't wait for the impulse entry, but we'll see what we get. You never know. You got to be fluid in the market.
Yep.
All right, and also, all these time frames are lining up. Daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. The 1 hour just closed a very strong bearish candle right here, and already created a top wick. Rejected this whole level right here, passed the low of that candle. What are the chances we fill that wick and come down into this area?
It seems like a very high probability. And the reason why is because, give me 1 second, I'm going to annotate real quick here. And the reason why is because all of this up top here was consolidation, right? That's the consolidation that we narrowed in from higher time frames, the 4 hour and all of that. Same exact area of consolidation here in the past. And so we're breaking below that. You got a nice break below, right? You left the entire range, and then price is kind of consolidating, collecting more orders. So as it's breaking out of this minor consolidation that it has, it leaves a top wick, exactly what you're saying. And then it seems like it's, trying to grab that liquidity, try to push down. So now there would be, well, how do you know that price is going to continue pushing down, right? And how do you confirm those entries? So for me, it would be breaking its own little bottom wick that I just created. And the reason why I just drew that arrow is because the exact area where it made that bottom wick is also that little break and retest before that massive bullish push up.
Yep. Yeah, great points. I'm trying to think if I see anything else. This whole area right here, it's a high demand area. As Sharma said, we already created that top wick. We're breaking the low of this candle right here. If it breaks its own low, there's a high probability. Again, you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't need to know what's going to happen next. You just need to know what's the probability of things playing out.
Exactly.
And this is pretty high for you, especially if you're into impulse entries. And also, you got to look at the time too. So what time is it? Let's get the sessions out. Top left corner up here. So this is 7, 8, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. So that's normally when you get some good volume on GJ. This is the beginning of January, by the way, the 26th. Again, 9 o'clock, 9:20 over here. So 1 hour candle. Already created a top wick in the beginning of the candle. Right now it's starting to flip, and it's already it's got 40 minutes left. So what are the chances it just pushes down? You know what? Let me just clone all this stuff. All right. So again, you have this level up here. You have this level up here, this previous resistance, or held as a resistance, but we had a previous support over here as well. And now we're starting to break out. So we have like a little fake out over here. That's another confluence for you. Strong bearish candles, strong top wick candle. We have about 10 minutes left in this candle. So what are the chances we come right back down into this level?
Mm-hmm.
You got about 10 pips to fill that wick. Is this something that you would want to take? And you got about 20 pips to this level right here. So the bottom of this zone is about 20 pips. Well, I don't want to draw it like that. Anybody else just hate that?
Yeah.
All right, let me just clone that. All right, so, that being said, is anybody interested in taking a trade? It's not good practice because I always say, don't come to the chart and just take a trade right away. And, we're not practicing that. So, with that being said, is anybody looking to take a trade?
I would, if I see some sort of break and retest, then I would.
Okay. I like it. Anybody else?
Zoom, YouTube.
I'm just going to give my 2 cents. If this right here was 20 pips, I'd be taking this.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 10. Right, so I'm going to put I'm only looking for a 1-to-1 at the end of the Asian session on an impulse entry. You just rationalize, your decision making.
And the way that
both sides of it.
The way that I kind of see this, and then we'll go ahead and just like continue on. I guess we've been pausing for quite some time, but the way that I see this is that you have that bullish structure that you're showing, right? So price just broke out of that, right? And then it seems like it's pulling back up, some sort of consolidation. So if we can continue down and, let's say we do get like some sort of break and retest, that for me would be confirmation that we can come back and kind of tap into these zones, or maybe even go a little bit lower, and that this pullback that just happened here is simply a retest of the broken structure. But if this candle just shoots down, then that's not an entry that I would like to take. I need to see some sort of confirmation, like a break and retest, not an impulse trade for me.
Like you're willing to miss that?
Yeah, I'm fine with missing that. No worries.
Exactly, 100%. So let's play through it right over here. And back to what I was saying before too, real quick. Like, you got to be able to rationalize your decision making and play your own devil's advocate, because a lot of you guys kind of tend to marry your bias. So you got to be able to play both sides with that, right? And just stay logical with everything that you're thinking in the market. It's so crucial, right? Your emotions are always going to be part of your decision making. Unfortunately, like it has to be like that. It's human nature. But the key is just cutting back on those emotions as much as possible. Instead of it being 70, 80% of your decision making process, it's more like 30, 20, right? And the other 80, 70 is logical.
All right.
Was somebody saying something? Was that you, Sharma?
Yeah, I just said all right.
All right, so yeah, let's play this out.
Can we check the 15 real quick too? Do you have the 15 open?
Sure. 15 actually has that setup that I like, but again, it's Asian session, and this is the 15 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like this setup right here, guys, it's key on GJ and gold. Normally, on the 30-minute, 1 hour, if you get this, even 4 hour, this is great because it's strong. Make sure that you get this bottom wick. This candle closes with a top wick rejection, very weak bullish candle. This candle, I like to have a top wick though, right? But when it passes the low of that candle, or even this wick, if you want to stay safer, right below this area, you enter that sell, you could put your stop loss above if this candle had its top wick right above that wick and take this thing down. But it's the 15-minute time frame during the Asian session. So, and this candle just closed with no bottom wick. 30-minute close with no bottom wick.
Let's see if there's some form of retest here. Yeah, so see in the hourly, if you go back on the hourly real quick, best case scenario, like from what we have done in our simulation sessions and all that type of stuff, best case scenario, a little bit of a push right back here and then a jump down. And the reason why is because this is where, okay, so this hourly is about to close, right? So this is where you have narrowing it in even more, just that exact hourly consolidation right there.
So this whole area.
Yeah, so you don't have to, you don't have to like make a wide zone or anything, but this is like how I would do it. Just create that zone right there. That's exact consolidation right there.
100%.
And then that lines up perfectly with all of this consolidation here too.
Yeah,
right into that support.
Too. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, yeah, for sure.
But you see like all these wicks?
Yeah, so once that, yeah, I think that's good.
If this level's breached and it's closed below,
yeah,
you could possibly take that down. But how many pips do you have right there? Okay. Got about 18, 20 pips. Right now it's 10 p.m. So would you be trading during that time? This is the 1 hour instead of the 30-minute? Right now we see a little bit of a trend we're respecting.
Yeah, so see the break of structure. Let's see if we can break the current low that price made. That'd be an ideal entry. Just got a couple of minutes left here before the 30-minute close.
Looking on YouTube, any questions?
No, but we have Mr. Flair saying sell.
He's saying sell right now?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what he commented, sell. So I'm not sure if you want to take the sell opportunity or if he was saying the bias is sell.
Oh, okay. Let's see what you meant.
So we're an hour into Asian at this point. Or the Tokyo Exchange Open.
Yeah, we're a couple hours in. This is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're getting close to the time that I'd be packing it in. Looking at the 1 hour over here. So that 1 hour closed bullish rejected this level over here. If you look to the left, let's mark this wick off. Got a couple rejections in this area. So this candle ended up closing bullish, but never closed like above this level, like Sharma said. All right, never closed back into this range.
All right, so if this candle breaks the low, so the hourly just closed bearish, right? And then let's drop down to 30-minute if we could real quick.
Yep.
Okay. I want to see some form of like a... Can you zoom in a little bit into the candle? Is there a top wick on the current candle?
Top wick candle. Yeah, there is. Can you see it? Yeah, let's scale it.
All right, yeah. A little bit. Let's see if it can break its own bottom wick right now. If I see that volume, I'll take this trade.
Okay. Yeah, it's, what are we at? We're at 11 p.m. So we're getting some 30-minute candle closes outside of this range again. This whole area right here.
Mm-hmm.
We're staying outside of it right now. We're respecting it.
Yeah, so it looks like that perfect liquidity grab on the hourly, and then it looks like it's trying to push down.
Yep. Big pause.
Yeah, I'll take it here.
Okay, so risk.
I'll go with. Someone else wants to take the trade as well, so I'll go in with 1%.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, cool. And there's someone on YouTube who wants to take it as well.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll
So
take it.
With Sharma.
I'll take it, and then I'll place my stop loss right here. There you go. And then TP, how many pips is it coming all the way down here?
All the way down here. It is, I believe, 17.
17 pips?
You can make it, 17, 18 right here. 18.4.
Yeah, let's keep it, or let's go on the hourly real quick, if we can.
Sure.
Okay, hourly is giving us confirmations too. I'm gonna keep it right on this blue zone right here.
Okay. Is it the current placement? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Awesome. 1% Sharma. I'll go 1% too. And just want to take a look. Could get a little retest of this area real quick. But I like this stop loss. I was gonna say I might put it above the 1 hour right over here, but you can actually, there's no difference. Like you might as well have it here because you'd already be managing risk.
Mm-hmm.
Take profit somewhere in this area. I think we're good. Anybody else on Zoom or YouTube? We have one person on YouTube.
Kenny wants to get in.
Kenny does. Cool.
Yes, on YouTube. We'll go with 5%.
5%.
5% risk? That's high risk, dude.
I don't know. You might be screwing up my account over here. No.
We're just joking. What about your take profit and stop loss?
Yes.
$30-minute keeping stops above the current top wick.
Current top wick.
Is that good enough?
TP.
Someone else wants to take a trade for 1 to 2%.
Okay, but where does this guy want the TP? Let me just open YouTube. Hold on. Well, we don't have to hold on. Kenny the Great. All right. I thought we may keep stuff on the current wick. I guess TP could just go where we have it.
Yeah.
And you can secure where you want. Just let us know.
Yep.
And then who else we got? Andreas? Oh, we got Borga. Borga had a question for us, but
I think we answered that already, yeah. And then someone else on YouTube, 1 to 2%.
So what about Viniac?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yep.
Okay. And stop loss? Yeah, stop loss. Okay. Awesome.
You know what I do with my risk percentages and when other people are taking trades with me is I don't really go over the 3%. There you go. I don't go over the 3% on the account. So I'll just split that. So if there's like two of us taking trades, then I'll take like 1% or 1.5%, and then the other person takes 1%, 1.5%.
I'm sorry, I wasn't following. I was just trying to reset this. So
No
we're gonna
way.
do. So what was your risk that you wanted to do?
I'm gonna keep it right above this top wick right here. So I'm gonna keep it right here.
Yep. But I was saying your risk percentage.
Oh, I'll go with 1%.
Okay, cool. So we'll do that again.
TP was like somewhere here, like 18 pips or something like that.
At 19 right there, 19 flat.
That's fine, no worries.
Cool. Go on 1%. Keep mine a little bit tighter. So there we go. I keep mine like right in this area, a couple pips above the current 30-minute candle, because this candle should, since it's already breaking the low of the previous candles and breaking its own low right now with some volume, it should be, continuing right back down.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ends up flipping bullish right over here, I'll close 50. If it breaks its own high, I'll close the full thing.
Cool.
Stop loss is going to be right in this area.
Okay, so we can do Kenny as well, but instead of doing the 5% Kenny, we're going to drop down to the 1%, so then
Yep.
we can accommodate for everyone else.
And then he wanted same as Sharma.
He wanted his 1-to-1.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Alright, and then the other one is going to be same 1%, and then same take profit and stop loss as mine.
Okay. Go right here.
Mine's a little bit higher.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
there you go. Cool.
That's it. Let's roll.
Alright, are we going to break that low? Once that low's broken, that's also the hourly low. I believe that's broken as well, right?
Yes. Let me just double check. Yeah, so this wick
Yep.
would be the hour. Let's see. Trades. So it goes Sharma's, mine, I believe Candy
That's-
Great,
yeah.
and then Vignac. Uh-oh. Alright, so we close bearish. The weaker bearish. We kind of snap back from this level.
I think that's more like a range left to fill.
This 15-minute candle closed bullish.
That's
It's
a perfect
still
break and
continuing.
retest right there. If someone was taking entries based off of 15,
Mm-hmm.
perfect break and retest, because the previous candle made a top wick, closed bearish. The next one, it closed bullish like a break and retest, and the current one, let's see if it breaks the low.
It's like this whole area.
Yep.
If it breaks its own low, it should be good. Close bearish, strong bearish. The 15-minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks healthy. Got about 10 minutes for the hour to close. Beautiful.
Nice push down.
Strong candle close on the 30. Below that level too. Below this candle close. This
Mhm.
candle open. I'm about 3 pips right now.
stuff, good stuff. Let's see if we got a top wick.
What was that, Sean?
I said that's a good stuff right now. Let's see if we can get some sort of top wick.
Yes.
Can we check the 4 hour too real quick?
Yep. Okay, good call.
Alright, 4 hours also breaking previous 4 hour lows. Once we break below that zone, the blue zone that you have marked off, then I don't think anything's gonna stop it to continue down to the next blue zone. So
yeah, it should be coming down for this wick.
Yeah, so if price breaks below this, I'm gonna move my TP down here, move to break even, take partials.
Okay. Maybe.
Because once that's broken, there's really nothing else stopping it. Maybe like this level, right? But once that's cleared out, I don't think there's anything else stopping it from coming all the way down here.
I like it. It's looking good right now.
If candle flips bullish, I go with Stefanos like 50% close-up trade. Sure. Alright, Stefanos, that low is broken. I'm gonna move my TP.
Yeah, where is your TP? Right here?
Yeah.
I mean your trade. Let's see.
Okay, we're gonna go on the 4 hour real quick. Alright, so that zone's being broken. I don't think there's anything stopping it from coming down here. So I'm gonna move it here. Yep.
Right here?
Yep.
Perfect.
And then I'm also going to take partials here, so what is the size here? Okay, so I'm gonna close out 30% here. And move to break even.
This is you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's a break even.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. For my trade right now, what I'm going to do is close 80%. Stop loss at break even. And how about you other guys?
Kenny the Great.
So close it.
Can we check the 30 real quick? Maybe I want to trail mine. Yeah, I'll trail mine. I'll trail mine not too far from entry though, but I'll do it. Let's do right here. Yeah. Or actually, sorry, just leave it at break even. I want to see how that candle closes. I want to see how this current candle closes.
Let's do this one. So what was break even?
Yeah, just at entry. There you go. Because there's still a couple of minutes left for this candle. Okay, so he said if his TP hits, then he's going to close a full position. Kenny, what about you, sir? Close 50. So he wants to close 50%.
I love the all caps. I don't know which one is there. We did Kenny first, yeah.
Move to break even, keep the same stop loss. What would you like, sir?
And Vignac wants to just leave it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think let's continue, and then whatever Kenny says, we'll go ahead and adjust it then.
See how we do. I saw push the end of Asian session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we want to stop loss at break even. There you go. Oh, also for me, I'm going to get rid of my take profit.
Just let it run.
Yep.
Good stuff, good stuff. So then would you trail your stop loss? What would you do?
Yeah, so my stop loss is at break even right now, and we'll keep looking at the higher time frames over here. I still want to keep it at break even, but once we start breaking the lows over here and maybe forming structure around this area, holding resistance, you can move it right above that.
Okay. That would be going into London though, right? You're not going to be in live markets.
I'll be good, depending on how like right now. I'd probably be just maybe closing another 50% and just going to bed, leaving it at break even, and just let's see how it does. Just giving it room to breathe, because London can create a lot of volume. We could be up here for a little bit, right? So just leaving it further away, securing it a little bit if you start to feel uncomfortable. Or we have these wicks over here, and then you got this zone over here too.
All right. Kenny also wants to go break even.
Cool. Kenny. Done.
Perfect. All right, so let's drop down to the 30, and I'm gonna trail my stop loss.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna trail my stop loss. Let's say, I think this is fine. I'm gonna trail my stop loss here.
Yours is right here?
Yep.
No, yours is right here.
Mine's at break even too. Perfect. So now either it hits trail stop loss or hits TP. But around that time, I think we're going into London now, right? Or pre-London?
We are going, yes. Yeah, okay. We're going into London right now. So I'd be sleeping right now. So
yeah.
Even when I secured at 10 pips, that's when I would have been going to bed, wrapping it up, and stop loss would have been at break even. So I'm not gonna manage this acting like I'd be up. So we'll just see how this runs with stop loss being at break even, and I'm comfortable with that. I like that.
Yeah.
I'd like have room to breathe and just secure on the way down. And then if you get that structure formed around this area,
yep,
get that stop loss placed right here.
So this is usually the time where I would start heading to bed. So at this is exactly how I would actually manage it. Just keep my TP there based off the 4 hour, and then trail the stop loss.
Right here, right?
Yeah, that's fine. And then Kenny said at 20 pips he wants to close another 50.
Kenny's the top one.
I believe so, yes. Just to remember.
What's up?
Just to remember.
I just want to test this out and see if this is even worth doing.
Oh, okay.
So someone's TP was just hit. Yeah, I guess that would be cool. 2 TPs were hit. Good job, guys.
Let's see if this one's gonna hit. I think this one's mine, right?
Yep.
All right.
Beautiful. And then we can fast forward through mine. If you guys could give me 1 second, I'll be right with you.
No worries. Any other questions for us, guys, on YouTube or on Zoom? Hit TP. Alright, there you go. Good stuff. I think Stefanos is the one without a TP, so that one's just running. But that's a nice sell-off after the break of that bullish structure, retest, and the entire push down. How can you turn this into a swing? So you're gonna place your TP based off on the daily, on the 4-hour time frames. So I placed mine on the 4-hour. That was a quick support that price had made previously, and then broke below. And so what you would do pretty much, I wouldn't be on the charts around this time. So I would just place the TP based off the daily time frame, and then just keep trailing your stop loss. And then every time you see any sort of pullback on the hourly, on the 4-hour, break and retest, whatever it may be, whatever your confirmation is, then you can look for scaling opportunities.
What's up, guys?
Stefanos, this is yours running. You didn't have a TP.
Yep. Yeah, I just left it going.
Yep.
See how it rolls.
Can we check the 4-hour real quick?
Realistically, what I would have done is place like a wide stop loss, like, you know, something that like at a major level. Like if we look at the 1 hour before going to bed, that's what I would have done. I was about to just do it, and I was like, you know what? No, I wouldn't have done that before I went to bed, so I'm not gonna do that right now. So I would have placed it at like a level like this. I would have been happy with this profit. Right? This is break even. This was an entry from here. It would have been a nice 50 pip gain right there, and you would have woken up to profits.
Yep.
So realistically, I would have placed that. But you wanted to go to a certain time frame?
Yeah, the 4-hour real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, so here on the 4-hour, now if you want to turn this into a swing trade, you would take a look at what's the next level. So obviously price is continuing down. Let's say you did what Stefanos just said, have a wide TP somewhere. So this would be, I think, what was the level? Somewhere here is where we had the TP, right? Something like that. So that's a support area, right? Right there, right here, we've seen great volume. So for me, that was a significant level. After that, okay, let's say price is approaching that. You're getting some break and retest, maybe on the 30-minute, hourly, whatever. Price is pushing down. That's market just grabbing more orders to continue pushing, right? So what's the next important level after this? Down here. Now that's another level. Is price going to break the overall bullish structure that we have here on the 4-hour time frame? Maybe if it broke below this and continued down, right? If it taps here, that could be a fake out and then a push right back up. That's a possibility. We've had that happen here, right? Price rejected this and then great volume to the upside. So you want to take a look at some of these major levels, and then that's how you can turn those scalps into swing trades.
100%. I'm actually looking at this wick right over here that we're creating. And if you look at this whole level right here, this is now a key level. Right in here. That could be a key level for us to start holding support and driving up, right? Because you have this previous support, resistance right over here. Now we're tapping into that level, but that's the bullish trend right now. We're meeting up for the third time over here. So take it with what you will. Main confluence is support resistance, but you have this area that we're meeting up. Those two meeting up becomes a key level.
Yep, you're just testing structure, right? So let's see if price has enough volume, because right now it's rejecting it with the major bottom wick. Those are all the sellers that are getting rejected at the moment, right? So let's see if there's any sort of support that's being held here. This is the 4-hour time frame, so maybe on the hourly time frame, if there's any support and then a continuation up, then you can start looking for those buy opportunities. But we're going into a different session. I don't think either of us would be awake for London. So going into a different session, what I do is just remove all the analysis and then do it again, because now new levels have been formed.
Absolutely. Let's actually fast forward. We'll see how this thing ended up. Keep driving it. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Oh no. You know what? I'd still be sleeping. Oh, and stopped at break even. Cool. So I grabbed my whatever it was. What was it? 10 pips, 80% of 10 pips, tight stop loss. So again, realistically, probably would have placed our stop loss down here. Wouldn't have actually been tapped either. So
take profit. You would have placed your take profit down there.
Take profit, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
No worries.
But yeah, how do you feel? Do you want to keep going, or do you want to keep it with the session?
Yeah, so we could just do one more like New York session if there's anything.
Cool. Let's do it. Yeah, so let's remove some of this stuff.
Yeah. So how do you tell if a level is significant? You want to see on higher time frames, is there a ton of what you would call like price action activity happening around there? So on the 4 hour, for example, there was a lot of wick rejections around that specific area. On the 1 hour here, how do you know that there's some significant levels? Well, you're going to take a look at where's price action. So here on the 4 hour, this is the daily, right?
Yeah.
So on the daily, you got a ton of wick rejections. Well, what happens every time price rejects this area? There's some sort of volume that kicks in. You get those nice sell-offs, right? Same thing here, top wick rejection, sell-off, top wick rejection, sell-off, top wick rejection, sell-off. And then finally, when price does break above it and it can continue bullish, there's a bottom wick and a nice bullish push-up. Bottom wick, nice bullish push-up. So you want to take a look at how many times does price tap into a specific level. If it's multiple times and is shared by different time frames, then it's a significant level.
Absolutely. Just kind of marking these up again.
So I know we're about to hit like that 1 hour mark. So we could do one more example if you guys want to ever come back and watch the simulation sessions again as like a reference for potential setups and potential trades. And also even how to handle no trade days if this ends up being one of those.
100%.
Today was definitely a no trade day. What was that?
Those are valuable to sit through, like any kind of simulation session where there's nothing really happening and like you start to get anxious and you kind of want to take a trade. Like a lot of the people that are on it feel it too, and they all want to be part of that. And they see a couple opportunities in like a consolidation range, and it's just not worth it. But you got to be able to practice that discipline not to enter a trade like that.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all great sessions to be a part of too, even if you're not taking any trades. So right now we're on the 4 hour over here, and we're looking at, you have that level that's marked off that I just pointed to, but you have this level right here that we keep rejecting.
Yep.
And again, the way we've been breaking the charts down, I hope it's pretty simple for you. We're just looking to the left, looking at previous rejection areas, and paying attention to them, and not just ignoring them, because that's a common habit in trading. It's just ignore the level and hope it's just going to break through. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So some of the questions, just looking at this, that I would ask myself based off the 4 hour time frame if I was redoing the entire analysis is, can we end up mimicking some of these moves where price taps here and then continues bullish? It taps, where was it? Right here, and then continues bullish. We just had a major bottom wick rejection. So can we end up, let's say, for example, just tapping here and continuing bullish? So for that to happen, what do we need to see happening? Well, every time price breaks like previous, let's say, top wicks, those are potential entries that we can look at. So if price breaks this top wick on the 4 hour time frame, then that's a potential entry that we can end up taking. But understand that this could end up being the restriction of your trade, the limitation of your trade. Price, every time it has pushed up, it taps into this area and then there's another sell-off. Taps into this area, another sell-off. Taps into this area, another sell-off. So if there's going to be any trade opportunity, I would like to take, let's say, for example, partials here and then let everything else run risk-free, but this would be my TP. I would not be going anything higher than that.
Yeah, 100%.
And then that's the 4 hour, right? And then you start thinking about, well, what do I need to start seeing on the 1 hour or the 30-minute, 15-minute if I want to take entries there?
Absolutely.
And for me, it's always going to be break and retest.
So, again, as Sharma was just saying, this rejection to this bullish trend over here, that key level, we now met up with it, and now you get that bullish close.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly what you just said, obviously you don't want to get greedy. You want to be able to secure in this area, but I'm looking at this current candle, 6 o'clock on the 4 hour over here, already created its bottom wick, are we going to flip bullish and pass the high of that candle to continue up?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we're kind of holding support on this 50 EMA as well in this area. So let's play it. Go down to the 1 hour, and that's that rejection on the 4 hour. This is just the recent bullish trend that we just had, but let me actually clone it. Just makes more sense. There you go. So key area right over there. It's not going to be perfect, but we just bounced off of it right in here.
Yep.
And you could look to the left as well. Look at all these rejections. Key area over here. So now, let me actually pause it. No, come on. Let's do that. Okay, so this is a good trade.
Can you zoom in a bit real quick?
Yeah.
So this is a trade that I would take, but my zone would be a little bit lower on the 1 hour.
Right here?
Yeah, I would adjust my, yeah, there you go. I would just adjust my zone there. And the reason why is, again, price action right at this level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing here, you got another wick rejection. You got all this little bit of consolidation, and then finally a nice breakout. Same thing here, nice wick rejection. And then this is your little break and retest. So I would take the entry here and then keep my TP still based off the 4 hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have entered this. This is an inverse of the break or the setup we just pointed out. So yeah, this bullish candle right over here closed, very strong bullish candle, top wick. This candle closes a weak bearish candle with a top wick over here. Hard rejection of this zone. Right, this candle creates its bottom wick, has the high of that candle. I would have entered right here to take price right back up to this level. I would have secured 80% right there, stop loss right over here, move it to break even, and then let this thing run up, secured another percentage up here.
So I'm gonna actually take this trade right now, Stefanos, and then I'm gonna.
Me too.
Cool. And then I'm gonna place my stop loss right here. There you go, and then TP right up top there. So the reason why, just to explain real quick what my stop loss is down there, is right into those wick rejections. So I'm going to give price enough room to tap into this area if it wants to create like a bottom wick on this current hourly candle. I think it's only been like a couple of minutes since this hourly candle started forming. So if it wants to kind of fluctuate, make a bottom wick, but if it breaks anything lower than that, then there's a very high chance that we're only going to end up rejecting all this consolidation and then pushing right back down to continue that bearish structure.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually the level. Okay, so let me just place yours. So this is that level that I was just looking at over here. That on the hourly, and that's the wick fill right over there. So we ended up rejecting it once already, and we never, we weren't able to close above it with this candle too. So now we're pushing into this area. Could get some good volume in pre-New York over here on a Tuesday, and, after holding support right here. But on the hourly, I want to see if we get a little pullback over here on the 30-minute where we could possibly get a better entry. But the main thing is I want to be able to get a stop loss below this candle. Yeah. Does anybody want to take this right now, too?
Can we check the 30-minute real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a nice projection now.
Andres wants to take this trade.
Cool. So we're always going to keep all of our positions at 1% moving forward. Or lower. What would you like your stop loss, Andres?
Same place as Sharma's.
Okay. Perfect. You know what? Yeah. So I'll be entering right now too because I do like this setup. We should be continuing up. I'll actually just wait 10 seconds to see how this 15-minute closes, but I'm going to slow this down.
Kenny the Great wants to hop in too. All right, Kenny, just let us know where's your stop loss and where's your TP going to be.
Beautiful. I'm gonna be just place some. Actually, you know what? I'll just place my stop loss up here. But there's certain areas that I'm looking at that I'm definitely gonna be securing profits at, and that's right over here.
Mm-hmm.
Secure a little bit right up here because this is an impulse entry, so I'm looking for that volume push. And then obviously, you know, certain areas like right over here could be a good one, and then obviously the 4 hour 142 200.
Yep.
And then I'm placing my stop loss. I don't want to place it too close right over here, but I'm giving it a couple pips on the 15-minute just to breathe.
Can you move mine there as well?
Yeah.
Now that we had the 15 close.
There it is. There we go. Yours is the first.
There you go.
Then let me just try this real quick. Actually, you know what? It doesn't make any sense because they always change, right? They always bounce around.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you secure, move stop, stuff like that. So I entered mine. Okay, cool. Andreas, you're cool with that stop loss?
Yeah.
So,
And then Kenny wants to get in as well.
oh, Kenny.
So he wants to keep his stop loss below the current 30-minute candle. And the first TP is going to be at the first zone about 10 pips.
Does he want the same stop loss as us or closer?
Below the previous 15-minute.
Oh.
And then take profit at, yep, the blue zone. 10 pips, he said.
Okay.
That's just under 1-to-1, I think.
Yep. If you want 1-to-1, do you want 11.5? Put at 11.5. Spread too.
Yeah, that's good.
Sure. I think we're good. Let's roll. Yeah. Someone's telling me we're gonna get some strong volume on Tuesday.
Yep.
Over here. I placed my stop loss up by Sharma. Stop loss. That's the way to tell. So we're gonna keep our take profit and at the price.
Cool.
So we'll know what numbers it is based on, we'll place our stop loss or take profit a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it's all like the same, you place it at a certain number and just remember your number.
I'll take the 190.
What was that?
I'll take the 190. The 142, 190.
Got it.
Alright, so good volume. So same exact stuff that we did for the sell opportunity. It's the same thing for the buy. Just think of it like inverted. Right? So for the sell, you had that bullish structure. It broke, retested, and then here were our sells coming down. Here, you had that bearish structure, right? That was forming. So break above, retest, and then trade opportunity. So the key thing here is we're not taking our trades in the retest, right? We're waiting for our resistance or support areas to be formed and then looking for our trade opportunity after that pullback is done. The reason why I don't take trades in that pullback is because you don't know how deep that pullback is going to go. So if you're pretty much going to get stuck buying a dip that keeps dipping. So wait for that. Yeah, wait for that retest to be done. Wait for support. Wait for resistance, depending on whether you're looking for a buy or sell, and then take your entries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. I honestly I wasn't even paying attention to the retest of this trend over here. I was just paying attention to levels on the 1 hour, right? Just basically support and resistance and watching it bounce off these levels. But yeah, that makes sense right here. Nice clean break. And we're in a bullish trend anyway. Let's see this whole level.
Simon, I'm gonna have to figure out the 1080 720 thing because Streamlabs isn't giving me an option.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't give me an option.
I that. I didn't know if it was my computer because this screen is 4K, but I always see it on YouTube, just wondering how we can improve it.
Yeah. So I try to play around with it. I try to play around with it today to see like how we can improve it, but Streamlabs doesn't give me an option.
OBS works good, yeah.
Yeah, it's
just like a watch a YouTube video on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Zoom stream see the thing if it's over there? Or if I put it right over here?
See the what?
The video. Were you guys able to see the video before?
No, we can't see your video. I've moved the video on our screen to the side so that everyone can see the charts. If I bring the video back, then it covers half of the screen, or like part of the screen.
What about the guys on Zoom? Can the guys on Zoom see this? I think they can, but maybe not on YouTube. Andreas, you can't see us? You can't see the icons?
The what?
The video icons, like for each.
Oh, I had to move it to my other monitors so I could see everything.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if it. I guess it's all individual. I guess
it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
All right. Do you want to skip through a little bit?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're moving. Right. Starting to reject this resistance over here. Wouldn't be too worried though. We're above all 3 EMAs now. Just like high confidences.
That was a 15 close. This is about to be an hourly close here soon.
Here, Sharma, I'll give you remote control.
For sure.
Give me 1 second.
No worries. I'm gonna go on the hourly real quick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute myself. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so this is the area that we're kind of reacting off of at the moment, right? Let's drop down to, we were just on the 30. This is the hourly. Let's drop down to 15. There you go. So all 15 candles are closing bullish, pushing up. So ideally, if there was going to be another entry, we'd have to wait for a break and retest somewhere here above the zone. And the reason why is this zone is also being shared by some of the higher time frames, right? That 1 hour time frame right there. If you were to just extend that over to the left, that's also that little support. Go on to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour as well, that little support. So ideally, a break and retest here would be another entry if you were looking for an entry. But again, the limitations of your trade is that there's a very high chance that the trade could only end up going up till here or end up consolidating or something like that. So is that something that you want to be a part of? For me personally, I'd probably be done trading by that time anyways.
I'd take some partials right here.
You want to take some partials here?
Yeah.
Which one were you?
I think the second one.
Second one, okay. Right here. So, what percentage?
Let's do 75%.
75%. Oh, not all that. 75. All right, looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, there you are. I am actually going to trail my stop loss. So, where's 190 right here? So I'm going to modify this. And I'm going to trail my stop loss right underneath the zone. So either hits TP or hits trilled. Alright, let's play this.
Well, that turned out good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which did you guys secure yet? Like which? Just trying to see which one mine is.
Yeah, so Andres secured 75%. So I think his is the one that has 34-cent size.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
If you could put mine at break even as well, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Which one?
It's the 0.34 one, the third one.
34.1. Oh, right here. Break even.
Perfect.
Cool. And then the other one, the first one's at break even already?
No, I trailed mine.
Okay, so you're trailing mine. Yours.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm just gonna close 80% of mine. Stops at break even. Awesome. Looking good, guys. Up 45% in the in the month of January. It's not bad. Also gonna get rid of my TP, by the way. Carlos headed out.
Kenny, I
So
think
that
yours hit
Jenna-
your TP.
Yeah. Yeah, Katie, we placed your TP at 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, you know, then your trade is closed. But in that case, if it was getting close to 1-to-1, I would have deleted the take profit and secured right there instead, and moved the take profit up to that 4-hour resistance. Has this been like simple for you guys? You guys on YouTube, you got 14 people. You guys on Zoom. You know, has this been like a simple breakdown? Anything that we're not like clearing up? Start to react to this level. Yeah, mine is 84. I don't know. Guess it's 85.
I think yours is 38 right there. The one without the TP.
Yeah, size 38. 17 pips. Oh yeah, that makes sense. My entry was a little bit tighter from the with the pullback.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So wow, as you can see, the daily candle is now flipping bullish. Hard rejection of that key area.
Yep.
4-hour. exactly what we said. We got that bottom wick formed, it flipped bullish past the high of that candle, and just off to the races.
Yep. So
Great
I'm
point out by Sharma with this retest of this trend line too in the 1 hour.
So I'm still going to keep the TP where it is right now just for like this trade's sake. But another thing that you could do, and potentially that I would probably do as well, if I had more time to dedicate to the charts, would be just moving my take profit to the daily level, right? So actually, let's just do that as a quick example. So on the daily time frame, so see how we just, can you pause this real quick, Stefanos?
Sure. Which entry is yours, by the way?
The very first one. And then move that up top here. And the reason why I'm going to explain this as an example, right? If I was in the live markets, I would still keep it at the 4 hour right here, just because I only spend an hour and a half on the charts. I don't spend anything more than that on the charts at the moment. But the reason why I would move it to the daily level right here, and that would make sense, is because this daily candle right here came all the way down, major bottom wick rejection, and now we're already flipping bullish. So there's obviously going to be some sort of bullish volume that follows. How many times have we done that in the past? There's one right here, and you have good volume, right? Another one right there, you got good volume. You had another bottom wick right here, good volume. Another bottom wick right here, good volume. We're doing the same exact setup, so you have all of this to reference to, and there's a very high chance that we're going to come back and revisit some of these previous highs. Can it go higher than that? Maybe, to continue creating higher highs, right? But that's at the very minimum, that's where we know that we're headed.
So right now, high volume time, 8:40. We could tell already, right from the beginning of the session, that we were going to get a lot of volume on this Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Nice 4 hour candle, heading right for this level. We know it's going to tap. All right, 30-minute holding a nice support so far. Unless we just end up rejecting this level over here. 30-minute just open though.
Expecting price will create a new higher high, very high possibility, right?
But this is just to show you guys, like, you can grow your accounts in the first month of January. Just this is the first month of this year. And just by staying smart, being patient, waiting for candles to close, waiting for high volume times, checking confluences, making the right decisions, all these things that attribute to you having a successful career, successful month, year, 2020.
Mm-hmm. 2020 was a year of a lot of uncertainty, right? And then even 2021.
100%.
So all of this was pretty much combinations of scalps, and then scalps even turned into day trades or even swing trades, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just start off with small, and then try to, look at levels from higher time frames, and just keep increasing your TP. Never increase your stop loss, right? Keep your stop loss wherever you've placed it the first time. Your stop loss should already be predetermined before you get into the trade. How much are you willing to lose? What makes sense? What levels make sense? If price breaks those levels and where they're headed, all that type of stuff. But your TP, you can increase based off of higher time frames. You can continue letting your trades run. Every time there's any sort of break and retest, anytime there's any sort of pullbacks, whatever it is, you can use that for additional entry, and then trail your stop loss. So regardless of whether price comes back and hits your trail stop loss or hits your TP, you're still in profits.
So what I just did is we just reached our resistance up here, so I closed another 50%. Still no take profit, just securing out my way up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll probably end up, depending on where this candle closes, if it closes above, we'll see how the current price action is, to follow. Let's say we're wrapping up the New York session. I think this is 9:23 Eastern Standard Time over here. So the New York Stock Exchange is about to open. So, we'll trade through that. We'll be on the charts through that personally. And then towards the end of the session around 11, 12 o'clock, then we'll start looking for another stop loss placement where we can move this up and then just walk away from the computer.
Mm-hmm. I personally would be done already by this time. I stop at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, we do. As far as like the group when we're live,
Mm-hmm.
we're done around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, right? Depending on the day, depending on like how much volume there's in the market and stuff like that. But after that, I'm still looking at the charts until 11, especially if I didn't get an opportunity from 6:30 to 9
Mm-hmm.
or 5 to 9.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only time I look at charts after the session is over is if it's like interest rates or something like that coming out. That's red folder, but also very important. But other than that, like, either I get it in that 1 hour or an hour and a half, or I don't. And then I just move on.
100%. Yeah, boy, yeah, it's a great point. It's a strong level right here.
Yep. What I'm still expecting here is we've had break and retest of this level right here, which was an important level. Now we're breaking above another important level. So the reason why I haven't secured anything yet. All I'm doing is trailing my stop loss. So we could see pullbacks, which I'm completely fine with as long as price doesn't break below this. Once it breaks below this, that's why I have my trail stop loss right here, right? So this is the way that I see it. Every break and retest is just some form of this, which I'm completely fine with.
I think the 803, yeah. 803 is my stop loss. Right down here. Yeah, you know what? That does make sense to just put it right there. Like that placement. Might as well.
That's your take profit that you moved.
Oh. I'm so used to playing with that right now. Just follow that candle. So I secured 80% around 28 pips
Mm-hmm.
and another 50% at this 142,200 level. And now the rest is just running. Like I'll just trail my stops at this point.
Do you want to skip through the candles? Now it's just you and me in the trade.
Sure. Go to the 30-minute over here. Nice. All right, so let's see a support form,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I want to see. We're well done with the session over here. So now that we have that support forms, I'll probably just trail the stop. Right below 142, 200. Right around like 160.
I'll trail mine right there as well.
So like now that, as you can see, like we already, oh no. You can see I already secured 80% here and then 50% here. So what's the point of securing up here, right? This is that time where it's like, all right, you're not really making that much. Most of the trade is already closed. Just trail the stop and see, maximize that win.
Perfect.
This is most of your trade run.
Yeah, I haven't closed anything yet.
You haven't secured anything?
Nope.
Now, I'm sorry if you already broke it down when I was counting, but what causes you to, on this specific trade, you just know we're just going to skyrocket? Or you have a good feeling at least?
It's not even feeling. I mean, we're seeing it happen, right? There's like just small little burst of movements that are happening at the moment. So then you have that small little pullback, and then the entry was here, right? And then you have a good burst of movement, and then you have a small little retracement, and then another burst. Right now, the bullish momentum is very, very strong. Right now, we're seeing these pullbacks on the 30-minute. If you go onto the hourly, if you go onto the 4-hour, I bet you we're not going to see that. And the reason why I say that is because we only have like one 30-minute candle, or like two 30-minute candles or something like that. So see on the hourly, that's a really good burst of bullish momentum. So that's why I keep trailing my stop loss, where it's instead of taking partials and then trailing my stop loss and all that type of stuff, I'm trusting the higher time frame movement from like the 4 hour, the hourly. So on the daily time frame, for example, that massive bottom wick rejection and then a push back up. On the 4 hour, same thing, bottom wick rejection and then push back up. On the hourly, collecting all these orders and then pushing right back up. So that's what I'm trusting, that volume kicking in. But that's why I'm also trailing my stop loss right here, where I'm saying that, okay, this is an important level from the 4 hour time frame and the daily time frame. So if price, pulls back deeper, I'm okay with it making a support and then pushing back up. But if it breaks anything below that, then obviously it's going to try to come and correct all of this momentum that we've seen pushing up.
Love it. So you want to just fast forward?
Yeah, let's just skip through.
Okay.
See, now the market kind of tired out a bit. Now you're going to start to see some sort of consolidation or pullbacks. The only two is that the market really collects orders. And then we'll see which way it breaks out.
Just heading into the Asian session.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Market consolidating. So my TP was hit. Stefanos, your trade is still running.
Oh, was it? Nice. Yeah, and at this point, I would just move my stop loss over here. Get this area. I knew something happened. I was like, oh, what's just happening? There we go. Stepped out. All right, beautiful. Up 51% towards the end of January over here. So we're going to get some pullbacks on the monthly. See, the monthly is on its way up to fill that wick up there, but are we going to get some kind of a pullback, or are we going to finish the month strong and end up tapping that level and then possibly continuing up into here as well?
Yep.
These two areas over here.
So not hard at all to get 40 to 50% increases in your account in a month, right? So for a lot of people, when I talk to them, they think it's like a crazy number. But again, it's just taking scalps, waiting for your confirmations, managing your trade along the way, trailing your stop loss, moving to break even, whatever it is, all that type of stuff. And then looking for your back testing as much as you can. Look at all these, the reason why we do these simulation sessions is to help you guys out, right? It's very easy for just us to do it and then kind of keep the knowledge to ourselves. But the reason why we're doing it with you guys is so you can see clearly exactly what our thought process is when we're looking for these trades. And also you can look at the setups as well across time frames. What kind of trades are we taking? How are we managing our trades? And we're allowing you guys that opportunity to take the trades with us too, right? So take advantage of that. Even if you're wrong, it's just another learning opportunity for us, for you guys, and anybody else who's also watching.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So there you have it, guys. Up 51%, $5,000 in the month of January, as Sharma said. And Sharma, like, what would you say attributed that? What would you attribute that to, as far as like big monthly gains in the market, like being able to hold those trades over a longer period of time?
It comes with everything that we pretty much talk about. Risk management, the very first thing. Every time price has created a support, we've trailed our stop loss, right? So that's one of the things. Another thing is every time there was a pullback, we looked at it from an analytical way. There was like no emotions involved. We didn't like freak out and we're like, wait, hold on, what is the market doing? Why is there a massive bottom wick? Why is there a massive top wick? We're just looking at, okay, what level is price tapping into? So the key thing here is not how much you start off with or how much you end up with in a monetary perspective. I know it feels nice to look at it that way, like, wow, I just made $5,000 in a month or whatever it is, right? By just spending maybe 1 to 2 hours on the charts. Whatever that may be, instead of focusing on all of that, focus on the actual skill sets. Focus on actually the risk management, which is the most important thing. Back testing your strategy as much as you can. These are same setups that we've seen in the live markets, that we've traded, that we've journaled, that we've done our simulations on for like many, many years or many, many months, depending on, whenever you started. But also just focus on the actual skill sets themselves. If you have a problem with psychology, with greed and all that, practice that in the simulation sessions, right? And then look at the markets from an analytical way. Why does it make sense for you to increase your take profit? Or why does it make sense for you to remove your take profit altogether? How are you going to manage your trades? You need to be able to answer those questions for yourself.
Amen. So I hope you guys get a lot out of that, and look forward to seeing you guys again.
Yeah, and have a great rest of the month. So we're going to start live trading next week. And so we're also going to come back and do our Wednesday live sessions as well. So stay tuned for that. But make sure that this month that you guys are practicing proper risk management. We have our video on how to set your goals for the new year. Make sure you go and watch that, because that's actually going to really help you with the new year. If you've been really struggling with, let's say, for example, psychology, FOMO, greed, whatever it may be, then for the first 3 months of the year, that should be your goal, that you're going to work on that. Whether that means paper trading, whether that means trading with like very small lots, very small percentages, just to work up that confidence, so then you don't have the greed, you don't have the FOMO, you don't have any of that anymore, right? So make sure that you guys, for the first 3 months, at least focus on all the problems that stopped you from being profitable last year. And then spend the rest of the year kind of building up your goals and building up your accounts. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and we're more than happy to hop onto Zooms, help you guys out, answer any questions, whatever it is that we can do to help you guys out.
Love it, guys. Have a great weekend. Prepare for the new week. This is typically where a lot of people are coming back to the markets. We are too. So, again, Sharma hit the nail on the head, and I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday. Yep, and we'll shoot another episode of tickets, our show.
Yeah, absolutely.